I don't know how it's gonna affect me as my videos, but they're changing a lot of stuff. And one of the changes is going in today. And then they'll have another change in June. Which my thing is, if you're changing in June, who bought this bitch? Who bought it? I want to know who bought it. Because they ain't been nobody's been talking. Did somebody purchase it? Because y'all keep talking about changes. Y'all keep talking about we changes. What are you changing? What are we changing? Inquiring minds would like to know. I'm asking for a friend. Are these changes permanent? Hello, you guys. Hi, YouTube land. Hey, Risa. If you guys could get me to 10K hearts, we can get this bad boy moving. If you haven't seen the recap video, please go to the recap video, like, comment, and share. I would appreciate it. Sorry, I'm trying to get something real quick. Good morning. All right, we're getting it pumping. We're getting it pumping. Hi, Carol. Hello, people on YouTube land. Welcome, y'all. I've been up since 6:30. I just need to do this real quick. I'm so hungry. It's not even funny. Woo! All right. Let me brighten up the screen. Oh, the screen is already bright. All right. Just like there's no sun. Hold on. Let's see if I can get y'all in some sun. That's better. A little bit better. I'm trying. Hello. Hi, Cat. Hi, True. All right. Let's get this party started. So, yesterday, Frumpy got a win. He got a win in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said that the legal protections for over 350,000 Venezuelans is no longer void. That means Trump can deport them however he pleases. He can send their asses wherever he wants. Now, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it because it just gives him too much power. And where are these Venezuelans going to go? We know people have been sent to Gitmo. We know they've been sent to El Salvador. Are they actually going to Venezuela? Are they actually going to Venezuela? I'm asking for a friend. Because we already know this man don't follow rules. Is he actually going to? And that's one thing I wanted to know from the Supreme Court. If they were saying that they have to go back to their original country, or you could just send them wherever the fuck they want to go. Like you could just drop them off wherever they want. So they just going to let him do whatever. Hey, this is America. This is America. What do y'all expect? And the vote was 7-1 or 8-1. Ketanji was the only person to vote against this shit. Ketanji Brown was the only person to vote against it. Everybody else, lift the protections. Everybody else, Ketanji Brown was the only person to say no. That's it. So, the Supreme Court on Monday allowed the Trump administration to strip legal protections from 350,000 Venezuelans, potentially exposing them to deportation. The court's order, with only one noted dissent, puts on a hold of ruling from federal judge in San Francisco that kept the temporary protection. See, the lower courts kept it in check. He went to the Supreme Court to get it unchecked. The status allows people already in the United States to live and work legally because their native countries are deemed unsafe for them to return due to natural disaster or civil strife. We know most Venezuelans that came here were running from gangs. running from, you know, destruction in their own country. So that's why they were given asylum. The High Court order appears to be the single largest action in modern day American history, stripping a group of non-citizens of immigrant status. Now they're illegal aliens. They're no longer immigrants. They're illegal aliens now. Venezuelans are not criminals. They're not criminals. They're everyday working people. And I think a lot of y'all, because I'd be damned if black people gonna go out there and do that shit. We not going out there working in no fields. We not doing no construction work. We not doing no gardening unless we running that shit. Okay? Let's make that very clear. Without migrants, without migrants, we are screwed. We are screwed. The development of our country is going to slow down immensely. You see what happened in Florida. Florida is a prime example of what happens when you get rid of your migrants, when you get rid of your immigrants. That's a prime example of what happens when you get rid of your immigrants. Everything stops moving. Everything. Who the fuck is finna replace them? The white South Africans, they damn sure not. They think they better than white folks. Somebody can have migrants, but everyone has to be in the same accord. What accord are you talking about? Because he's bringing in white folks and he's getting rid of everybody that's already been here working, paying taxes, making a living. Like, let's just be real. They not finna do that damn work. So we're leaving ourselves open to no help. Who's finna work in those fields? Who's finna work on those vegetables, pulling them out? Who's doing that shit? Nobody. I'm in Central Florida. Our economy is a messed up. Oh, I bet. And it's fucked up to be messed up right now during summertime where this is supposed to be the vacation spot. I'm just being real. That's just the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But this is Trump. And Trump is trying to, this is the whole reason he's trying to get rid of immigrants and migrants is so white people can become the majority again. That's the only reason he wants to get rid of immigrants and migrants is so white people can become the majority in America again. Because right now, they're the minority. They don't want Spanish to be the first language of America. They want English to be the first language of America. This is what it's about. It's about making sure that white people stay on top. It has nothing to do with illegal immigrants. It has nothing to do with illegal status. It has nothing to do with none of that. Because majority of them that come in here, they contribute to this country. They make this country better. Like I keep saying, this country is supposed to be a place of escape, freedom of religion. It's called that's why it was called the melting pot. But I'm gonna make I'm gonna make a little caveat for y'all because I think a lot of people forget this part. Everybody in this country, everyone in this country benefits from us, from north, south, east, and west. Just because slavery was in the South doesn't mean that other parts of the world, all other parts of the United States did not benefit from it. The reason we had the Industrial Revolution was because of us. The money you still trade from hand to hand is because of us. The reason a lot of immigrants were able to come here is because of us. And they were able to thrive is because of us. You're breaking. Your YouTube is breaking up. Can you hear me now? I like to give a little history because I think a lot of people forget. They like to say, well, slavery was only in the South. No, people in the North owned us too. People in the West benefited from our crops, our cotton, our sugar cane. Everyone had a hand in it. Everyone. The reason a lot of y'all have student loans now is because of discrimination against us. They didn't want us to be able to go to school. And if we're going to go to school, we had to pay for it. That's why we have student loans. That's why we have credit lines. That's why we have credit. You know, that credit score you have is because of us. They didn't want us to be able to get houses and everything else. So they put a credit line in. Everyone benefits off the backs of African Americans, formerly slaves in this country. And now they're trying to benefit off of deporting immigrants and paying other countries to switch. Like, Frumpy is really trying to make trade deals off of people's bodies. Libya wants sanctions lifted off of them. So Libya will definitely take Palestinians so they can get sanctions lifted off. He's all about trades. He just had a conversation with Putin. You know what he mentioned during that conversation? Trade. He wants the bloodbath to stop. He wants everybody to stop fighting, but he wants trade. There's nothing he won't do to make a deal with somebody, even people's bodies. He's selling off the Palestinians for a trade deal because he wants Gaza. He wants that land. He wants to profit off of it. And now he's having conversations with Putin. Putin talk about, oh, I want peace. We all want peace. But we want to get down to the root of it, of why we are fighting. We need to eliminate the root of why we are fighting. You're fighting, Putin, because you decided that, hey, I want Ukraine back. I want the old USSR back. I want that Russia back. And in order to get that Russia back, I have to have Ukraine. I have to have Ukraine. You started this war, and now you're talking about let's get to the root of it. We have to eliminate the root. The root is you. The root is you, sir. You are the reason that everybody is fighting. And now they're talking about the Vatican and Pope Leo being the mediator between Ukraine and Russia. All I'm asking the Vatican to do is to not invite Trump. Leave him where he's at. If you're going to have a conversation between Putin and Zelensky, do not invite that man. Do not invite that man. Just let him, because he's going to be talking about trying to make trade deals. He's already going to deal with Ukraine, and he's not even acting on that deal. That deal was Ukraine gives up 10 years worth of their minerals, and the U.S. helps with weapons and invests in their economy. I don't see that shit happening yet. I don't see that happening yet. Because if that deal was made, Trump is supposed to step in between Putin and Zelensky and say, hey, we got Ukraine's back. But that ain't happened. That has not happened yet. You made that deal, and that man is still pussyfooting around. He's still acting like Putin is our ally. He's still not doing his job, stringing them along, allowing this war to keep going. Because let's be real, if Trump actually wanted to end the war between Ukraine and Zelensky, he could have done it by now. We have more nuclear power than the U.S., than Russia. We do. We have more. He just don't want to go that route. Speaking of that, Iran. You know, good old Iran. Iran may have nuclear capability now. And you know who they can't stand our asses. Marco Rubio said this shit. Marco Rubio said this shit. They said they're on the brink of having nuclear power. And you know what? I'm gonna say this. If Iran does get nuclear capabilities, we're screwed. We're screwed. We're gonna be target number one. They gonna light our asses up. I know I'm smiling while I'm saying this shit, but sometimes you gotta smile from crying, because if Marco Rubio sounds the alarm that Iran is upping the ante in their nuclear programs, and Trump yesterday, Trumpy said they were close to making a deal. What deal if they keep moving in that direction? I don't see a deal being made. He said, well, it looks like they may be coming around to making a deal with us. I'm just, you know what? Iran, all I ask y'all to do is to give us a heads up so we can get the fuck up out of here. That's all I ask. That's just what I want. Give us, send us something on Signal. Get in a Signal chat. Let us know to pack up our shit. You ain't got to tell everybody, but at least tell us that, because we already know if y'all get those capabilities, we're fucked. They want us. They definitely do. And they'll probably do anything to get that capabilities. And honestly, I will be surprised. Is that a big ass American flag on a fucking car? Ah! Sorry. Those trigger me when I see them on the back of a truck. The fuck? In my neighborhood? Oh, God. Sorry. New neighbors are moving in. This should be fun. But if Trump can't get this deal made with Iran, and she said, nah, put it in TikTok so we all can see it. I don't think you should put anything on TikTok. I think TikTok has been bought by Meta. I don't think you should put anything on TikTok. I literally think Meta has bought TikTok. I feel it in my spirit. Okay. I'm just being real. I wouldn't put nothing in this bitch. Nothing whatsoever. Burkina Faso, baby, they had a good ass meeting. With the heads of other countries. And I'm going to lay it out to you like this. Burkina Faso's president, Ibrahim Traoré, made it very clear that Africa is rich. Africa is rich. Burkina Faso is rich. And we are no longer allowing neocolonialism, white people, to come in and steal our resources and act like they're helping us. They say we need structure and aid so they can steal from us. He's made it very clear that he is against colonialism, and his efforts to reshape the nation's identity and alliances are top. He made it very clear that y'all think Africa is stupid. It is crazy how Africa is represented in 53 countries in the United Nations, but they have no say so. They have no vote. They don't have any major power. It's these other little countries that can fit in the size of Africa that has the power. And he says that is changing. Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso are opening up their own bank. They said no longer will y'all be able to eat off of Africa. Our soil, our minerals, our oil, our gold. You will no longer be able to eat off of us. You're going to have to figure it out on your own. We don't need y'all in our goddamn countries trying to all of a sudden protect us. He say it's crazy how y'all have mercenaries mining the gold, but y'all don't have people protecting the schools. Y'all can go mine for gold and give us a handout, but y'all can't protect our schools. He said we're no longer going to be a part of this. He said white people came in and y'all drew lines. Y'all decided that our culture and our heritage and our language wasn't acceptable. And so y'all brought Christianity and Muslims and mosques into our countries, trying to act like y'all were saving us. When all the while, y'all were trying to control us so y'all could get our nutrients, so y'all could get everything from Africa. Africa is the birthplace of everything. And he's no longer allowing that shit to happen anymore. So for all the countries that have taken over and thought they're going to be able to control Africa, Africa's not that place anymore. They said we're going to make deals with people we want to make deals with, and if we tell you to get the fuck out, get the fuck out. Speaking of getting the fuck out, France has been booted out. France has been booted out. Their third military base has been gone. They have been kicked out of another damn country. Sure have. France's third military base has been kicked out of Senegal. France is about to go broke. And that's going to be the first example of a country that can only survive unless they have their hands in African soil. That is the only way France can stay afloat, as long as they have their hands in African soil. Ha 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 ha. On top of that, the French state-owned nuclear fuel company Orano is considered selling its uranium assets in Niger following the deterioration of its relationship with the country's military government. Niger said, get the fuck out. Pack it up. White folks, it's time for y'all to move the hell on out. I love it. I love it. There was a billionaire that I saw on Instagram saying that the richest country, the richest continent will be Africa by the end of 2025. Africa will be the richest continent in 2025, and that is because Africa is taking back its land. Africa is no longer going to be subjected to the rule of European countries, the West. They're not doing that shit no more. They're realizing, which I think they knew this a long time ago, that they have power. And that billionaire said, if you want any type of currency, any type of assets, you're going to have to invest into Africa. You can't not take it. You're going to have to invest in them. And that is the only deals that are going to be made. Speaking of deals, who is it that just did this? Y'all, that ADHD be working for me, baby, because I just be rolling into the next subject. China is establishing an electric vehicle factory in Nigeria. Remember, I just told you Nigeria is debt-free. They don't owe nobody nothing. Nigeria is debt-free, y'all. Their credit score in the world is top fucking notch. We are not even debt-free. America is not debt-free. Nigeria don't owe nobody. Why is no other influencer talking about Burkina Faso? I don't know, but my hands are in everywhere. I'm following a lot of pages, y'all. I get my information from a lot of pages, and the reason I'm following Burkina Faso and President Ibrahim, because I want to see what is going to happen with Africa. Bitch, I'm trying to make plans to see if I got to get the fuck out this country, and if I do, where the fuck am I going to go? I'm paying attention, okay? I'm paying attention. I'm watching my brothers and sisters finally stand the fuck up and say, we not taking this shit no more. And I'm loving it. Hell, I'm 24% Nigerian, bitch. I want to see this. Yeah, I did. I did my ancestry. I found out I was 24% Nigerian. I don't know which tribe yet, but we're going to find out soon. I need to figure that part out. But I want to see. That's why I'm paying attention so hard, because it is important to pay attention to other countries, because that's going to show how our country is going to act. You've seen how much Washington, D.C. wants President Ibrahim out. They want him out. They don't want leaders in Africa to stand up and take power, because if they do that, all the resources that Africa holds is going to be taken from Western civilizations like America, like Europe, like France. They no longer will have that power. They're going to have to do what China is doing, making deals. They're going to have to do what Russia is doing, making deals. Russia's not invading Africa. He's making deals with Africa. And Africa is choosing to make deals with Russia because they want Russian education. They want Russian education. They want Russia technology. They want to be able to teach their students how to build certain things, because let's be real, Africa has a lot of intelligence. They build things from basically nothing, but they need more education. And so they're teaming up with Russia to get that education so that they can keep their people in their own countries, rebuilding their countries from the ground up instead of them running to another country to assist. No. Let your kid come to America, get their fucking education, take their ass back home, and let them rebuild their goddamn country. That's what y'all do. Don't stay here. Go back home and rebuild your shit. So then y'all become the number one destination. Y'all become the place everybody needs to be at. Everybody wants to be at. That's the whole thing. See, America is digressing in the multicultural aspect of what we call people and civilization. They're getting rid of the multicultural area. They're no longer becoming the melting pot. Someone's going to have to take that over. And everybody's going to be fleeing to fucking Africa. Everybody's going to be fleeing to Africa. Watch. Mark my words. President Ibrahim has started something. He started a chain reaction. And other African countries are starting to pay attention, like Nigeria, like Niger, like Mali, like Senegal. They're all starting to pay attention. They don't no longer have to deal with us if they don't need to deal with us. And I'm saying us because I am American, although I'm not here by choice. My people were the only people in this country that were brought here by force. I like to dabble that in just to let y'all know. African Americans, descendant of slaves, are the only race of people in this country that were brought here by force. We never wanted to fucking be here. Just being real. You don't like it? I don't care. But China is now going to invest and establish a vehicle factories in Nigeria. Now, China has some great ass, their electric vehicles they nice. If you go to some of my other daily recaps, you will see China's quote unquote electric truck. Oh, baby. I was like, y'all need to bring that here. But if they bring that here, then Elon gonna be mad. Elon gonna be mad. So this was revealed in a statement issued on Sunday by Segun Tomure. I hope I said his name right. Special Assistant to the Media of Ministry of Solid Minerals. The plans were discussed during a recent bilateral meeting between Minister Alike and Chinese ambassador to Nigeria. So they're going to have a partnership. That's going to bring a lot of money to Nigeria. It's going to bring factories. It's going to bring jobs. Hey, I ain't mad at it because, baby, guess how much Africa's minerals are worth? Guess how much I want y'all to put in the chat. Put in the chat what you think Africa's minerals are worth. What value do you think Africa's mineral reserve is worth? If you actually can see if y'all can give me that actual, give me a number. Give me a number. It is worth $5.6 trillion. Africa's mineral reserve is valued at over $5.6 trillion, making the continent one of the richest in the world in raw materials. From gold in Ghana to cobalt in DRC, lithium in Zimbabwe, platinum in South Africa, and oil in Nigeria and Angola, these resources power everything from smartphones to electric cars. Yet, despite this wealth, much of it is extracted by foreign companies, refined aboard, and resold to Africa at a higher price. Baby, they're not doing that shit no more. No. The real opportunity lies in turning the extraction into transformation, refining, manufacturing, and ownership. That's why Africa, it's time to take y'all shit back. It is time. That's why it's time to close ranks. So everybody has no choice but to deal with you and enrich your country, your continents. If you can manufacture, if you can refine, if you can own everything, the world will be at their knees. the world will definitely be at their knees begging to be like, you know, can we get along? Can you help us sister out real quick? Can you help us out? Like, they got all the bragging rights right now, baby. All of them. So everybody knows who Ashley Babbitt is, right? If you don't know who Ashley Babbitt is, you're living under a rock. She was one of the January 6th invaders, insurrectionists, domestic terrorists, that invaded the Capitol, the U.S. Capitol, trying to overturn an election, trying to stop an election from being certified when Donald Trump lost in 2020. She broke open a door, cracked through a window, and tried to slide her ass in, and she got taken out. As she should. As she should. What happened to her was supposed to happen. They were protecting all the representatives in that room. They gave her family $5 million of taxpayer money. We're paying her family for her doing something illegal. For her doing something illegal, we are paying her family $5 million. But wait, here's the kicker. Now, here's the kicker. Those police officers that lost their lives, their limbs, heart attack, PTSD, so on and so forth, they got a plaque. Donald Trump gave them a fucking plaque. So you mean to tell me families that no longer have their fathers, their brothers, their uncles, their cousins that were police officers during that time don't get any money, but they got a plaque to hang up? I want y'all to make that MAGA. Can any MAGA people make that make sense for me? Y'all supposed to back the blue. Y'all supposed to be all about the blue. Unless it's white. Unless it's the white people doing wrong. And that is the only way I can put it. This is the only way I can put it. Y'all back the blue unless it's going against one of these. Y'all will back the blue as long as it's not one of these that's caught in the front. That is disrespectful. There's no way in hell Ashley Babbitt's family deserves any money. And those police officers that lost their lives, that have been in therapy since then, that lost limbs, that had heart attacks, PTSD, that has to go back and get checkups every 6 months. There is no reason why these people have not received compensation. And a thank you from Donald Trump. Because he's supposed to love police officers. He only loves y'all when y'all serving him. If y'all go against him and y'all actually following the rule of law, then there is no problem. There's a problem right there. He's basically saying if you are a domestic terrorist, but you stand on his side, you deserve everything. He don't care about the rule of law. He don't care about none of that shit. And this right here just proves it. This right here just proves it. That's the most disrespectful shit I've heard. A plaque and $5 million. A plaque and... You know what? Old dude was right. You could take that plaque and you could shove it up your ass. He was right with that plaque. Because it was disrespectful to give that woman any type of money. To give that family any type of money. I don't care what you say. Don't give me any gifts. Just go like, comment, and share my video. I don't care what you say. She got what she deserved. You can be mad if you want. I don't care. She got exactly what she deserved. Because if it was a black woman or a woman of a minority woman climbing through that window, you wouldn't be seeing no damn Ashley Babbitt laws. You wouldn't be seeing no billboards or no saving Ashley Babbitt. You wouldn't even see no money. You wouldn't be seeing none of that shit. None of it. That's the fucked up part about it. Can someone tell me if I'm frozen in YouTube land? I'm curious. Someone tell me if I'm frozen in YouTube land. So there's going to be a little competition for the U.S. diplomats that go to Africa. Okay, I'm about to let y'all know. The U.S. diplomats in Africa will be rated on commercial deals struck, not aid spent. So they're not there to aid Africa anymore. They're there to make deals. U.S. envoys in Africa will now be evaluated based on their commercial agreements that help secure rather than the amount of aid distributed, according to a senior State Department official. Many Africans, we wouldn't make it. Many African countries have long been among the top recipients of U.S. aid. However, President Trump's new economic protectionist policies, funding, and particularly for the U.S. aid, has been significantly changed. Assistance involves Tony Filtry, the top official in the Bureau of African Affairs, said the shift reflects the Trump administration's strategy to reduce trade deficits and promote shared economic growth. So, assistance involves a donor and a recipient, but commerce is an example of an exchange between two equals. U.S. ambassadors across Africa helped broker 33 commercial agreements with $6 billion in the first 100 days of Trump administration, according to senior State Department officials. Trade, not aid. A slogan we've thrown around for years is now truly our policy for Africa. Yep. U.S. good exports to sub-Saharan Africa amount is less than 1%. Less than 1%. Washington recently pledged... Ooh, my bad. My bad. I'm going to put y'all over here. I'm sorry. I ain't mean to drop y'all. My bad. It's freezing. Oh, Sonia says it's freezing. I can't do nothing about it. I don't know what's going on with that place. So Washington recently pledged $550 million loan to support Labido's rail conductor, one of Africa's most ambitious rail projects and strategic move to counter China's growing footprint in the continent. So everybody's trying to make deals with Africa, even the United States. The United States is trying to make deals with Africa. Why? Because they know they can't take that shit. They've already sent General Mike Langley ass over here, and obviously what he's doing is not working for them. Mike Langley ain't getting nowhere. You send a black man to a black country to take out a black president. Not very smart. Not very smart at all. That is the dumbest thing you could have done. Now, Dr. Alondra Nielsen has resigned from both the National Science Board and the Library of Congress Scholars and Council, citing the loss of institutional integrity and political interference. She was like the last one we had in the Library of Congress that was, first qualified, second black, third a woman. She cites in an essay in Time magazine, she criticized what she describes as a dishonest system that silences voices and obstructs the mission of knowledge and innovation. Her resignation comes amid growing concerns over the Department of Government efficiency's influence on scientific grants and policy decisions. We're losing the integrity of we're just losing the fucking integrity of our Congress. And now these places that's supposed to be held as the knowledge of the United States is going to be manipulated under Doge. But that's okay. Guess who they put in place? A defense attorney, Todd Blanchett, is now the Librarian of Congress. What does a defense attorney? What do they know about this shit? What does he know about being part of the Library of Congress? Yes, a librarian. He's a defense attorney. So, y'all remember Trump called for the resignation of Carla Hayden. She was the Librarian of Congress, okay? Hayden was the first African-American woman to lead the library. Received a brief email announcing her dismissal. Your position as Librarian of Congress is terminated effective immediately. Thank you for your service. No specific reason or initial provide. Hayden was fired because of DEI. She was fired because of DEI. Diversity, equity, inclusion, meaning no black people, especially black women, allowed. Between the months of April and May, black women have lost more jobs than any other group, because they know that we hold knowledge. They don't want to see a black woman in power, especially after Kamala Harris. That's just what it is. Especially after Kamala Harris, they definitely don't want no black woman leading anything. And so we are losing our jobs at a higher rate than any other person. Any other person in government and out of government. The Library of Congress was founded in the 1800s. It housed in 3 buildings in the Capitol, and it holds more than 100 million items, including books, recordings, films, and digital archives. It serves as the non-circulatory research library. Like, you know how vital that place is? Let's just say somebody decides to remove everything about slavery from that place. Everything about what the Civil War was actually about. The Trail of Tears. Redlining. The March on Washington. Like, they can go in and remove all of that. The internment camps. They can remove all of that. That place is vital to our American history. And letting a white supremacist run that will mess up our history. And yes, I'm calling Trump a white supremacist because that's what he is. That's just what it is. So the tariffs are still affecting us, whether we want to realize it or not. Even though there's a 90-day stay, the tariffs are already in effect. So in Target, one of the employees showed the difference between a cable cord. It's a cable cord. The cable cord was $9.99 before tariffs. It is $17.99 now. This is why Walmart said their prices are going to go up. Target prices are already up. That was Target. That was Target. And yes, the CEO of Target admit he made a grave mistake. The CEO of Target said he made a grave mistake. To the CEO of Target, you fucked yourself. Congratulations, you played yourself and your company. Because nobody's going in that bad boy. You have now become the example of what it means to fuck around and find out. You now know what the black dollar holds. And now you're not just a strike or a boycott. You're a habit. You've become a habit now. People don't even talk about Target, except for the ones that are not in touch with their black sides. And white folks, just general, go to Target. But we've become immune to going there. I don't even think about Target no more. I laugh every time I see a headline. But when it comes to like thinking about Target, I don't think about Target like that. Walmart, they're shutting down their self-checkout lines. I hope y'all know that Walmart is shutting down its self-checkout lines. I think last year I reported about this. Last year I reported about Walmart now making y'all pay to do self-checkout. Y'all have to get a membership card in order to do self-checkout. Walmart is now implementing it. I said that last year when they thought about Target and Walmart doing that. Now it's being implemented. They said because people are stealing too much. Now Target is shutting down its self-checkout completely. Walmart is making you pay to do self-checkout. But they're also shutting down their registers. So fewer registers, more self-checkout lanes, and you have to pay a membership to get it. What that feel like? I'm going to Costco. I'm getting me a Costco membership. Because I can't do this. Come to find out, Kroger, if you shop at Kroger, Kroger has been lying about their pricing. They've been upping their prices ever since the pandemic. They never brought them down. Everybody been scamming us. But if you got a Costco membership and you want to go to Disney World and you want to go to all 3 parks in Florida, they got a sale going on. 3 parks, skip lines, ETC for $500 a ticket. If you got that kind of money, go get it. Costco memberships are only $65 a year. I need to get mine. I'm going to go up in that bitch skipping. I'm not even going to lie. I'm going to go up in that hole skipping happy. Happy go freaking lucky. I sure am. And I'm not going to think twice about it. So, at least 28 people have been unalived by the tornadoes and the hurricanes in the past couple of days. 28. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear reported the unalivings in devastating Polk County. Missouri officials say 7 has been lost in their state. And Virginia had 2. And trees struck multiple vehicles. Now, out of all of this, Trump has not said a damn thing about what's going on in the Midwest. And everybody knows it's tornado season for them. Everybody knows that FEMA is vital to this season, just like FEMA's vital to flood season in Florida when they get their shit popping. They said they're working hard to recover, but they don't have any FEMA assistance. People's houses are gone, completely gone. And on Tuesday, the National Weather Service predicted flash flooding may be possible again. So today, they're going to have flash floods. Today, as we're speaking, they're probably going to have flash floods after they've been hit with a tornado. After they've been hit with a tornado, now they're going to have flash floods. St. Louis is a state of emergency. St. Louis got emergency money. You better hope that money don't run out. You better hope that money don't run out. Because there is no FEMA. There's no help. There's barely any aid available. But I'm about to give y'all something to laugh at. So you know that plane that Trump got? Come to find out, Trump wanted that plane. Sources contradict Trump's narrative about the Qatar offering as a gift. Actually, it wasn't a gift. It was an ask. The Trump administration approached Qatar to inquire about acquiring a Boeing 747 that could be used as Air Force One. 4 sources familiar with the discussion told CNN. The contrary to the narrative from the president that Qatar reached out and offered them a jet as a gift to him. Boy, he good at lying. And that's a good liar. After Trump took office in January, the Pentagon contacted Boeing and was told that the company would not be able to deliver the new jets it was building to replace the aging presidential planes for another 2 years. The Trump administration, however, wanted a replacement plane much faster, and the Air Force was exploring different options for doing so. At the time, Trump tasked his Middle East envoy, Steve Witkoff, with finding a list of valuable planes for the senior White House. So he went hunting. The second source familiar with the discussion said adding the Pentagon offered to buy the plane. So the Pentagon wanted to buy the plane. And Qatar indicated that they were willing to sell it. The third source recalled the initial discussion were about leasing the plane rather than buying the plane. But Trump has repeatedly described the potential deal as a gesture and a contribution from the Qatar's royal family as a free gift of charge. Baby, if that man can't do nothing else, he can spend some shit. He can spend some shit. You gonna make us pay $1 billion to fix up a plane that was not even a gift, when you could just wait another 2 more years to get the new Air Force One. You could just wait. He could literally wait for the next plane. Why you need a new plane now? They gave him that plane because that shit was in storage and they just wanted to get rid of it. But he still has to fix it up. That was just bad business. Bad business, bro. Definitely bad business. JD Vance is being called out by Christians for being unchristian-like. He was using Biden's cancer diagnosis as a political moment. Who do y'all think JD Vance is? Y'all didn't think he was going to do that? JD Vance is a man that acts Christian but is not Christian-like. Christian is something that white people use just to make themselves seem pure. Nothing the MAGA, the Republican Party, does is Christian-like. Not one thing. Not one thing they do is Christian-like. They only use Christianity as a catalyst to do harm to other people. That's it. Religion is now a power tool. I mean, I think you're going to burn you know what if you keep doing that. But you're going to have to answer to God. Not me. On top of that, he went to see the Pope. The Pope shooed his ass on. Shook his hand and said, okay, go. I would be embarrassed if the Pope did like this and told me to move the fuck on. God. You're the vice president of the United States, and the Pope is like, all right, go. Like, hold on. Hold on, y'all. Hello. How you doing? Good. 1 second. Oh, I like your eyes. Hold on, y'all. I had to get an energy drink. Give me 1 second. I'm coming.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good.
No problem.
All set.
Thank you. Have a good day. I had to get an energy drink delivered, y'all. My bad. He had some red eyes. Them bitches were scary, but they were cute. I always make it a rule to compliment at least one person a day. While I'm dragging everybody else, I always make it a rule to, if I'm out or if I run into somebody, I always try to give one person a compliment a day. Yes, he had red contacts in. It gave me a Lestat. Not vampire. Yes, it was a vampire at my door. I like it. I like weird shit, so that worked for me. It was really cool when he looked up. Hey, I'm a little different. I'm a little different, okay? Now, Forbes did some digging, and this is going to piss off a lot of people that didn't vote for this man. Forbes did some digging, and according to Forbes, this big, beautiful bill that is moving through the House of Representatives is advertised as an economic engine. But the rhetoric is masked its real reality of what this bill really is. The bill, the current bill as it is in its text, would grind our economy into a halt by stealing 830,000 jobs by 2030. That is in 5 years. 830,000 jobs will be gone. Yeah, they're doing it in the wee hours of the morning. They're doing the votes. 830,000 jobs will be lost, costing an increasing costing the Americans more than $1 trillion in GDP. That's gross domestic products. By 2034, that's in the next 10 years. And increasing power prices by 50% by 2035. According to new energy innovation analyst of energy-related provisions of the 2025 House Bill reconciliation. So this whole great, big, beautiful bill is going to literally crash America. It's going to crash America because I thought they're supposed to be bringing jobs here. But billionaire Howard Lutnick said most of the factories here in America are going to be ran by AI and robots. Where are those jobs? They're going to have a couple of people running that place, like maybe some mechanics and some engineers and HVAC to build the air conditioning and shit. But where are the factory jobs that y'all supposed to be bringing back for blue collar people? Where are those jobs at? We don't see them coming. Hell, what big ass Louis Vuitton, was it Louis Vuitton or Versace? They brought their business to Texas, their factory to Texas, so they could avoid tariffs, and they're offering $17 an hour to work in those fucking factories. Who in Texas can live off of 17, Louis? Who in Texas can live off of $17 an hour? I'll wait. Nobody. That's why they don't bring factories to America. Because they're not going to pay blue collar factory workers the prices that they need in order to survive. On top of healthcare, on top of allowing y'all to be unionized so y'all don't get effed over. That is why the Industrial Revolution failed. Because rich people like Howard Lutnick and Donald Trump did not want to pay everyday blue-collar factory workers the money that they needed to support themselves, take care of their children, send their children to school, put food on the counter, have health care. Y'all think they're going to do that shit now? Trump wants to go back to the golden age, the Industrial Revolution age. Why? Because the 1% was the only people surviving. Everybody else was going through a depression. No food, no jobs, no health care, no way the fuck out. Until people started to crash out and said, eat the rich. I need to make that a fucking shirt. Let's crash out and eat the rich. They're not bringing factories back here. They're bringing factories that are going to be ran by fucking robots and AI. And that leaves no room for Americans, which means 830,000 people are going to be out of jobs. But this is what y'all voted for. Y'all asked to be broke. Y'all asked for your rights to be stripped. Y'all asked for chaos. And now y'all asses are going to be flat broke and destitute. And y'all dragging everybody else down with y'all. Go MAGA. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm just the fuck. How did we get here? I think people should start taking an IQ test in order to vote. There needs to be an IQ test before you're actually able to vote. There needs to be a list of everybody's shit and what they want to do for the country standing side by side on a fucking wall before you go in there and vote. So you actually know what the fuck you are voting for. There needs to be policies on the fucking walls Big as hell in the voting booths. This is what you're voting for. Before you actually vote stupidly. Are you smart enough to fucking vote? Do you know what you're voting for? Do you know each representative's policies? Are you understanding what your life is going to be like after they win? That's the IQ test before you run for office. That would be nice, but only Democrats would be in the fucking office. Sorry. My bad. I'm going to back it up. I'm going to back it up. So Israel is going to lift the blockade on Gaza. Let's give that a hand clap. Israel said they're going to allow a decent amount of aid trucks into Gaza. A decent amount. You know what a decent amount to them is? Guess how many trucks they're letting in? The decent amount that they're letting in. Guess how many trucks they're going to allow in? Just guess. 5. 8 trucks for 2.1 million Palestinians. 8 trucks for 2 million people. Israel says it will allow 5 UN lorries carrying humanitarian aid, including baby food, into the Gaza Strip. Those people are going to be fighting each other for that food. People are going to get hurt trying to get to those trucks. It's been an 11-week blockade in that territory that's put them on a brink of famine. A brink of famine. The UN humanitarian chief welcomed the move, but stressed it was only a drop in the ocean for what is urgently needed in Gaza. People are losing their life from preventable diseases, and medicines wait at the border for them. Can you imagine? You have a bad cold and all you need is medication, and it's sitting right there and you can't get it. Children and babies and mothers are going hungry. They can't provide for their babies. And he's only letting in 5 trucks. 5. And Israeli President Isaac, who the fuck is calling me? Baby, I can't deal with you right now. I'm on live. Israel's President Isaac Herzog says resuming aid in Gaza is critical to maintaining basic human conditions. But your buddy Benny don't see that shit. Benny also declared that Israel forces would take control of all areas in Gaza. Gaza as a part of expanding ground offenses against Hamas. Oh, this is what the fuck y'all asses voted for. This is what leftists voted for. This is what the fuck y'all call shaking up the goddamn system. Allowing Palestinians to die out. I am going to keep saying this shit. This would not be happening under Kamala Harris. Biden and Kamala, they would have not allowed this to happen. Biden is guilty of doing some shit he had no business doing. Israel is our stronghold in the Middle East, so no matter what, we always have to stay allies with them or we lose our stronghold. But the aid got cut off as soon as Trump was signed into office because Benny knew he could do whatever the fuck he wanted to. Benny knew he had no holds, no nothing anymore. They cut off aid as soon as Biden ass left office. As soon as Kamala Harris lost. Because those were the people that were actually holding them accountable for some shit. Not all shit. But at least they were getting food in. at least doctors were able to get into there to treat those kids. I don't know. Fucking emergency vans and emergency vehicles weren't even blown up. That would have been great. And while I am on this soapbox, Maya Ayoni passed out due to multiple things during her hunger strike. She was on her cycle. She was on a hunger strike for 9 days, trying to get her school to divest from Israel. Whoop fucking do. Whoop-de-doo. She passed out. Rushed to the hospital. She's not Gandhi. She didn't do anything. I call that shit performative as fuck. You think your university is going to divest from Israel because you pass out and you're on a hunger strike? You're going to make the news for 5 minutes, sweetheart. And then you're going to be old news. Old news. And I'm sorry, if you go on a hunger strike, you're bound to pass out. That's what's supposed to happen. Your body doesn't have any nutrients. You're gonna pass out. The shit was performative as fuck. Because, baby, you would not be going through no hunger strike if your ass wouldn't have sat on your hands, if you wouldn't have used your 2-point-something million followers to tell them not to vote for Kamala Harris, but then gonna backtrack and say you had no influence during the fucking election. Yes, Maya made it very clear. She didn't have any influence during the election, but told people not to vote for Kamala, but said, I didn't mean for people not to vote for Trump. I didn't mean for people to vote for Trump. Trump is a monster. Well, if there's only 2 fucking candidates running for goddamn office, who the fuck you think they gonna vote for? Or they're not gonna vote. They're going to sit on their goddamn hands. And a lot of Democrats set out because it was G side or nothing. And y'all pinned it on Kamala Harris. And now the fucking world is on fire. And I'm going to hold everybody accountable. Maya, leftists, Dearborn, Michigan, the Latinos, because y'all split that shit up. White women, because y'all split that shit up. I don't expect shit from white men. Never have and never will. I'm blaming all of y'all. Because I cannot even focus fully on Palestine anymore. People say, Nene, why are you not speaking? Well, Maya and her little 2 million crew told black women to shut up during the goddamn election. Told us if we were speaking about Kamala Harris that we weren't for Palestine. So stop talking about Palestine. And that is exactly what I did. And now I can't focus fully on Palestine. Even though the Palestinians did not want anything to do with Trump. They said they wanted Kamala. They made it very clear in Al Jazeera when they did that fucking interview that they did not want Trump in office because they knew it was going to happen to them. They asked for us to put Kamala in office. Y'all leftists, Maya Ayoni, and everybody that stuck beside her. Y'all ignored the people that was actually in that fucking country going through shit. Y'all ignored what they wanted. And look at them now, on the brink of famine. Y'all ignored them. Y'all were one issue party, and y'all fucked over everybody in this goddamn world because everybody is suffering because Trump is in office. Not one country is not being affected by this man. And I will keep dragging her ass every chance I get. She not fucking innocent. Y'all can make this girl a goddamn martyr. Y'all can make her a hero. Y'all can do all the fuck y'all want. I ain't buying that shit. She was anti-black. She was racist, young and dumb. And she wanted to be a one-party issue individual. So she fucked everybody up, including Latinos that thought they were white. Including white women that were going to stay down there for their white men. Everybody's catching one. Because now I can't focus on one issue and one issue alone. I got to spread the shit thin. I got to make sure I'm touching everything now. I got to make sure I'm looking at my black people and making sure that we're good. I'm actually looking at how how migrants and immigrants are being taken away. And yes, I do call out the Mexicans and the Latinos that voted for Trump and that celebrated the shit, but all of a sudden asking for black voices to speak for them. I'm calling everybody out, and I have no fucking shame. I think that's what y'all don't understand. I don't give a fuck. Because now my people are suffering. Now my people are worried. And when we're worried, I ain't got time to focus on nobody else. I'm trying to make sure I get information out to them. So y'all can call me evil. Y'all can call me whatever the fuck y'all want. Y'all can call me y'all can say that I want babies to be unalived, and y'all can say all that shit, bitch. I don't give a fuck. I told everybody to go back to Starbucks. I sure fucking did. I cut them ties with Palestine on that area. Y'all pro-Palestine people? Yeah, I cut y'all ties. I severed y'all ties with the black community on that shit. I sure the fuck did. Because after Kamala lost, y'all went on y'all little podium and said, now that Kamala has lost, we can focus on us. Can you focus on real issues? No, bitch, I can't. Because now you put black people in this country in danger. Now you put us in danger here. Because once they done with y'all, we are the last string. The last string. So Maya, I hope you have a swift recovery. But your shit was fucking performative. And all of a sudden you got some influence. Girl, stick to acting. That's what you best at. You best on putting on a goddamn show. Talk about she became an activist during BLM. Bitch, shut up. We don't need you out there. Don't march for black folks. Don't do it. You can't march for Black Lives Matter and then tell black women they don't matter. How the fuck does that work? You cannot tell us that Black Lives Matter and then tell black women that their voices and their opinions don't matter. It's performative. I'm hot. I'm hot. And I'm going to stay on that girl neck. I'm going to stay on her neck. I don't give a fuck how young she is. She wanted to play in grown people's areas. She wanted to be grown. Now she going to catch these strays every chance. I'm going to be like, whatchamacallit, that do J-Lo? Every day. Every day. Okay, so last bit of information. Acting U.S. Attorney Alina Habba announced that she has been charged. She has charged Representative LaMonica Maceiver with assaulting an ICE agent. Everybody knew what happened in Newark, New Jersey, where Congress was allowed to go in there and look and see. That's their duty, to go in there and see how everybody's doing in those areas. They dropped the charges on the Newark mayor. Ross Baraka has his charges have been dropped. But now they're charging Representative LaMonica, which I think was the only black woman out there, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. The warrant has been issued. She has been indicted. She said today my office, Habba said today my office has charged Congresswoman McCliver with violation of Title 18, United States Code, Section 111A, for assaulting, impeding, and interfering with law enforcement. In the statement, she added, I take my obligations as U.S. Attorney seriously, and I understand my responsibility that comes with my position, and I will work diligently to uphold the law and deliver justice to the people of New Jersey. Bitch, please. This is stupid. But this is a trial run. I want y'all to understand that this is a trial run. This is a trial run to see how far Trump's administration can get. They're trying to see how far. They've already arrested a judge and indicted a judge, now a congresswoman. They're trying to see how far they can go. This is practice. If they can get that judge in jail and arrested and put behind bars, and they can get this congresswoman arrested and there's no more checks and balances. There will be no more checks and balances. This is a test. This is a test run for full control. And I want y'all to understand that she is a test subject. If Trump wins this case, every other representative that's part of the Democratic Party and some of the Republicans are going to be fucked. They're going to be fucked. And I hate to say that. I'm going to give y'all some good news before I go. Peppa Pig has a baby sister. She has a baby sister. Netflix has picked up Sesame Street. You hear me now. Netflix has picked up Sesame Street for new episodes and past all seasons. So we got that shit back. So everybody that was worried about their children not being able to see Sesame Street is going to be on Netflix. Okay? Thank God. Happy belated birthday to Malcolm X. We miss you. We need you at this time. We wish you were here. And for all you leftists and you white folks and you pro-Palestinian people, stop using our black leaders to make an example. Stop using our black leaders as if you know what the fuck they would do in this time. Stop. We are not the same. Stop using our black leaders as an example for y'all. They are not your leaders. They would not stand for y'all against us. Malcolm X said it very clearly. The most unprotected person in this fucking country, in this world, is a black woman. And you think that he will allow you to shut us up for the sake of your movement. Let me make that very fucking clear. He would not. You would come second. So stop using Malcolm X, George Floyd, Martin Luther King. They are not your leaders. Find your own people to make an example of. Stop using ours. If you don't have no fucking leaders, that's your fault. Find one. But don't use ours. It is disrespectful because you know nothing about that black man. And you know nothing about what that black man would do for his black people. It is disrespectful and it's racist to try to use our black leaders against us. Do y'all see how that sounds? Men, if you remove your hands from down there, your testosterone will increase by 40-something%. Okay? Stop doing that for a while and your testosterone will increase. You'll get more, okay? I just want to let y'all know that. Beyonce, the mayor of Chicago, wants you to go back there. He said if you do 2 more shows there, they will be out of debt. They will definitely be out of debt if you do 2 more shows there. Okay? Sky Jackson, y'all know she put a restraining order on her baby daddy. Said that he attacked her during Mother's Day and he wanted her to drink bleach allegedly while she was pregnant. I'm tired of seeing this shit. It's getting worse and worse. But baby, you keep going back to that man. Once you keep going back, is it his fault or is it yours? Stay away from him. Stop giving him another chance. You're giving him another chance just to hurt you. I am sorry that you went through that. But maybe now, after this restraining order, don't go back. Do not go back. Okay? Young Dirk may be getting bail. He offering up $2.7 million. He's on his 3rd bail hearing. Let's hope he gets that shit. It is what it is. Elon's AI told on him. Elon's AI told on him. His AI Gork, I don't know where it's from, but it's been programmed. Every time somebody asks it a question to talk about South Africans and their G side. So if you ask if I'm eating today, what am I eating today? It will automatically go to South Africans and G side and saying that I would give you this answer, but my people have told me this is what I have to give you. The propaganda is flourishing. Don was not prepared to take the stand. Don was not prepared to take the stand. I just want to say that. Gene Deal has not taken the stand, but you know he flip-flopped. Somebody paid Gene Deal. Okay? Cassie's ex-best friend saw Cassie get knocked the fuck out and dragged by her hair. She said she would not be reaching out to Cassie to be friends again because she does not stand for that type of violence. Cassie's mom still has to take the stand. We're waiting on that. Diddy's assistant said that he was dating not only Cassie, but Kim and a couple other women at the same time. And he did say that Diddy made it very well known that Cassie was multiple and young. I'm ready for them to move over and move past Cassie and actually get to some other shit, but this is weeks long, so I get it. I do get it. Sinners. Sinners has become the one of the highest grossing original films of the past decade. Okay? And we are even in the midst of getting an Oscar nod. And if you want a Blu-ray 4K DVD, it'll be out. They're going to do a celebratory 4K Blu-ray DVD. It'll hit the streets July 22nd. I will be getting my goddamn copy. Detroit, y'all getting the Afro Fest with all the Afro artists like Davido and Asake. I hope I said that right. Look out for that. That's all I could get to today, guys. Oh, we're getting a reboot of Seventh Heaven and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. If you fuck up Buffy the Vampire Slayer, we're going to have problems. I am a Buffy girl. I watch that in my regular time. Don't fuck up that reboot. Okay? I'm tired of y'all going after our damn shows. Leave it alone. Yes, I did love Buffy. All right. That's all I got for y'all. Please make sure y'all go like, comment, and share my video. And do your own digging. Find some stories you want me to talk about. If you got a story you want me to talk about, email me. Email me. Email me stories that you want me to speak about. I can't get everything. But if I know what y'all like, then I'll be able to hit it. All right? Yes. And let's send a prayer to TikToker Aunt D. Her son allegedly jumped over a bridge and they have not found him. If they have found him, I get a notification about it. All right, guys. Bye. Have a good day. God damn it, it's hot as hell, my hair. It won't cut off. It literally won't cut off. Okay, there it is. All right, bye, YouTube land.